Looks like Huffington Post women are blinded by gynocentrism, yet again. MGTOW Minute. A tweet I saw today from Huffington Post women stated a startling rise in suicide rates in the US. The period covered 15 years and is somewhat dated as the graph presented only goes to 2014. Of course, being a feminist rag, the Huffington Post was particularly concerned with the rise in suicides for women. Now, if you were to look at this graph, it might be noteworthy for the feminist victimhood complex, but at the very most it has only reached what I would call true gender parity, although still less than the rate for Asian male suicides. I will be nice and round that down and call it equal. What a relief it must have been in the Huffington Post editors' meeting when the suicide rate for white women was beaten out of top spot by native women. After all, if the rate for white women were number one, then they might face some criticism of how feminism is often perceived as a first world, white woman movement. No doubt they are still smarting from posting a picture of their editors' meeting a while back. Here's a picture of the Huffington Post editors. For a feminist-centric paper that claims the moral high ground on diversity, I see only one or two non-white women in this photo, and they are sitting way at the back. The only diversity they might be able to claim is that a few of them might be carpet munchers, which probably is not that far of a stretch. I will not even touch on the fact that there are no male editors, not even manginas. Anyhow, back to the graph. The thing is, the graph I have shown you is just a small portion. Look up, look way up. There up top are native men and white men. Their rates are rising as well, and while they can argue they are not rising as fast on a percentage-wise basis, does it really freaking matter if the rate is more than double that of any grouping of women? Other than the feminist and leftist desire to play identity politics and put everyone in their unique little groups, it was probably the only way they could come up with any kind of substantial rise for women. Chances are Huffington Post would never post the following graph I found quite easily. Rather than split men and women into their ethnic groups, it splits them by age. Here we can see the only group of males, boys aged 10 to 14, has a lower rate than most female age groups. This is not surprising given the feminist indoctrination they face in school, teaching them to feel guilty and ashamed of their gender. Even then, fewer girls in the same age group commit suicide, but when the news covers teen suicide, they always seem to focus on girls. Look at this graph and tell me whose suicide rates are more troubling. Discuss in the comments below. It would be quite interesting to see the reasons for male suicide plotted as well. Feminists would just say it is just due to toxic masculinity, or simply men not crying. According to Canada's National Post, one of the factors in male suicide is a specific life event. Here is the excerpt. Male suicide has been associated with specific life events, which particularly affect middle-aged men. Divorce is an event that may have a particularly deleterious effect. Men can suddenly lose their home, their children, their reputation as well as a substantial portion of their salary and pension to boot. And their experience in family courts can destroy any faith they have in society and justice. Many men report that the family justice system is institutionally sexist, casually entertaining false allegations while continuously ruling against them, regardless of actual circumstances. A common perception is that the legal system will deploy all its might to extract men's hard-won resources, but will rarely enforce fathers' rights to see their sons and daughters. This can leave men feeling disempowered, desperate and distraught. This concludes this video. Please comment, rate and subscribe. Donations are good too. Thank you. This is Canadian MGTOW, signing off. Save yourself. Go MGTOW.